Hey folks, this is Movie Motor Rock McDonald here, aka Jarrett, and I wanted to share something on what I read. This is a little bit on the movie news recently. My thoughts on the Raid remake being produced by the original director Garth Edwards, I believe. I don't know. And Michael Bay. If I got the director's name wrong, I'm sorry. I should don't. I just read the article, but the name just escaped me. Gareth, I think it's Gareth Edwards, I believe. Comment below if to correct me if you like. Um, and produced by Michael Bay, and it's gonna be directed by Patrick Hughes. Now I've only seen two films by Patrick Hughes. That is Expendables 3 and The Hitman's Bodyguard. Now I have not seen the sequel yet, but I heard it's not as good as the first movie. Um, Patrick Hughes to me is a polarizing director, which I'm not a fan of the Expendables 3 movie. I do think it's probably the weakest of the three films so far, and not because it's PG-13 and anything like that. It's because the reason why I think it's a very weak film is because it focuses more on the younger characters than the actual Expendables, because they try to make the movie more hip and young so young people can watch it. And the PG-13 didn't help either. So it alienated the fan base, and it had it was basically a box office bomb in the U.S., but it made money overseas. And Demon's Bodyguard is actually a really good movie. It's actually a really good action comedy. Um, and I thought Samuel L. Jackson and Ryan Reynolds actually had a good chemistry. Now, and it's gonna be produced by Michael Bay and Gareth Edwards. Gareth Edwards. Um, but my thing is, oh sorry, my dog hit my handle. Um, my thing is why does the Raid need a remake and begin with? Like we need to remake the Raid for American audiences. Like no, you don't, because a lot of Americans do. The Americans that have seen the Raid actually love the movie, think it's a great movie. I don't think there's something. I don't think. I think that this is like Hollywood has this notion that people in the United States just does not want to see movies with Asian actors in it, which is bullcrap, because um one of the most popular buddy cop films are the Rush Hour films, and that stars an Asian guy and a black guy. And those movies were big hits in the box office, were big hits. So this notion that Hollywood has that people don't want to watch movies with Asian actors in it is dumb. That we always prefer people who are American. That's not really truly true. It doesn't make any sense, in my opinion. Um, yeah, The Raid is a modern action classic. It's a simple premise. Bunch of SWAT members get trapped in a building and they gotta fight their way out. That's the simple premise. Now, I don't think in Indonesia they call them SWAT. I think they got a different name for it, but it's basically a SWAT team. The movie Dread is kind of similar to that. And the fun fact is that Dread actually came out before the Raid, but scheduling, due to scheduling, the Raid was in the limited theaters. Um, came out before the Raid. The Raid came out before Dread, and therefore people didn't go see Dread. Dread. Well, that's one of the reasons. One of the reasons why Dread flopped, because people thought it was a ripoff of the Raid. But in actuality, Dread was made first. It's just a scheduling thing that happened with those two movies. And I'm gonna go on a tangent. And also, it's gonna be produced by Michael Bay. Now, this could be a good thing and a bad thing, because one, I'm not a big Bay hater though. This may be a good movie, but at the same time, he did produce the Michael Bay. He did produce the Ninja Turtle movies, which are awful. I will say the second one is the worst one of all of them. Out of the two, the first one I will say was watchable, but the second one is terrible. Yeah, in the first movie, the Ninja Turtles did barely in the martial arts. Second one, they didn't do martial arts at all, which is called Ninja Turtles. But I think Paramount made those movies. It said, or Nickelodeon made these movies. They're probably thinking, "Duh, get that one of these martial arts." Like they call Ninja Turtles. People watch Ninja Turtles to see martial arts. They were trying to make another superhero movie like Marvel, but it failed. And to be this, I'm sorry, I'm going this tangent. Sorry. Um, Sometimes I do go off topic. Sometimes, no, actually, a lot of times I go off topic. Um, my thoughts on this Raid remake. I'm kind of polarized on it. To be honest, I'm like, okay, it may be good, it may be bad, but I'm not really excited about it. I'm like, yes, they're making a Raid movie, another remake of the Raid, yeah. No, it's not like that. I'm like, why do we need a remake of the Raid? We don't need an American reimagining of the Raid. Okay, Hollywood. Guess what? If you made a movie with an Asian actor in it, that's really well done. American people will watch it. Like what? And yeah, because the Raid does not need a American reimagining because the Raid movie is actually perfect the way it is. The first Raid movie is perfect the way it is, and I actually do like the sequel. Now I prefer the first one over the sequel, but the sequel is actually a solid sequel. I just don't get this mentality that Hollywood has right now is that they have to reboot, remake everything. And yes, there's been now there have been talks of a Raid remake since the first Raid movie came out. But my thing is, why remake the Raid? Why just do an original idea? Have an original idea that's very similar to the Raid, but be a very different movie. That's why I like Dread. Um, no, technically it's not original because it's based off a comic book, but they didn't remake the movie. It's like, hey, let's just take something that's very similar, to the Raid, and let's make our own movie. And that's what I like about it. You don't need a remake of the Raid. You really don't. And yeah, it may be good, but other than that, I'm not really excited. I'm like, when I first heard the news about Michael Bay and Gareth Edwards, Gareth Edwards is producing. I'm like, okay. Um, the other action movies I'm more excited about, like the Batman. That's technically an action film. Um, Blacklight looks decent, and actually I'm looking forward to the Michael Bay film Endless, which he's directing, and I'm predicting it right now. Jake Gyllenhaal in the movie is the villain. I'm predicting it right now. He's the villain of the movie, and that's all I got to say. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to rate and subscribe. and see you guys later. Bye.